Hello, Saber Forum. I'm like Fane Wolf with a size comparison of the Ultrasaber Princess LE to some other Ultrasabers. In case you're wondering, how big is this thing? How comfortable is it? Really comfortable to swing around, I'll be honest with you. One-handed or two-handed, but it's got some heft to it. Now, size comparison. I'm going to use a couple of other sabers that a lot of people seem to have to give you an idea of how big this saber actually is. We'll start with some of the one-handed sabers. Princess Leia. I happen to have, and I know my boy Prowl 101 or 1701, whatever your number is, I forget, probably doesn't like this particular saber, but I do. It's the chosen one, Darth Vader saber. And if we line that up, pommel to pommel, you can see that this saber is actually quite large. Now, very comfortable here because it's kind of a concave and it fits in your hand really nice. Not like this one where it's all solid and, you can see I can barely get my hand around that one. Whereas this, I'm literally very, very comfortable. But this saber has a lot more weight to it, just so you're aware of it. Roughly, it weighs a little bit more than the chosen one. But you can see the size difference here. Okay? That's one saber. Another saber. What about the brand new Empress saber? This is my version of it. Here's the Empress next to the new Ultrasaber Princess. Pommel to pommel. As you can see, it is again longer than the Princess. Next saber. Now a lot of you have this one. It is the Menace Darth Maul saber. Again, this saber is not small by any stretch of the imagination. If you have the Menace, you can see clearly Menace ends right here, and there's that much more length to it. We're talking a couple of inches. So it's a pretty long saber. Okay? Now, I know you're thinking, those are some pretty short sabers. What if we compared it to, say, the Bellicose? Alright? It's actually just as long as the Bellicose. The Bellicose, however, is a lot lighter. So if you're thinking about this saber, the Bellicose, it has roughly the same length of the Bellicose, possibly actually a little bit longer than the Bellicose, and is heavier than the Bellicose. This is my favorite comparison. This, of course, is the Fallen. Now, a lot of you have that saber. Look at the size. The Fallen is a pretty big saber. I think we all agree to that. It's just beating the Princess out for length. So all in all, a fairly long saber. And honestly, it's about the same weight, possibly a little bit heavier than the Fallen. Let me line them up again. Fallen is just an inch or so over the length of this particular saber. So, quick size comparison so you have an idea of what you're working with if you were to get this saber. And if you were thinking it's a single-handed saber, I got news for you. It's not. You can wield it with one hand, but it's not meant to be a single-handed saber in this particular configuration. So, let's throw that one in there, just because, get an idea of what we're talking about here. Anyway, that's it. That's what I wanted to show you. Simple size comparison. If anybody's interested, PM me. Maybe we can talk. In other words, the rest of you enjoy your sabers. I really would love to see the crimson version of this particular saber. That's it. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.